You retire after the 20 season with North Forney, and then last year you mentioned coaching in Germany with the Potsdam Royals. Just curious how that kind of fell in your lap to go and coach football in Germany.
It's one of those things I'd always wanted to do. I didn't really know how. So I when I retired, um, I like everyone, I learned how to Zoom during COVID, and so I started selling my offensive system called Fast and Wide, and got enough clients that I could, with my pension and Fast and Wide, that I could pay the light bill. And so one of our coaches in Fast and Wide said, "Hey, I know this is a long shot, but does anyone want to coach in Germany?" And so I had gotten bored. I mean, coaches, we just move 100 miles an hour and all that stuff. And so even though I could make a living just Zooming and all that, I got bored, explored the German thing, and went over there for 6 months, came back, spent the next 6 months writing a book about it, and then got bored again. And so here I am. But yeah, the German European football, they paid my ticket over there. They gave me an apartment and paid all my bills and $1,000 a month. So it is a niche thing over there, and there's not much money. You have to almost have part of you almost have to be drawing a pension to be able to afford it. But I'll never forget doing it. It was a great adventure.
Just differences between football in Germany and here in Texas in the U.S.
We played NCAA rules. So here's the biggest difference. Football, especially in Texas, football comes to you. It's easy. In Germany, I had a center, and I would ask these guys, "Hey, how did you start playing football?" And I had a center who was in his 30s who said he read a Sports Illustrated article when he was 19, and he got interested in football. The closest town that played was an hour away, and so he saved money and got a car so he could go to practice. And so it's about like Division III football at the college level. You can have two Americans on the field at one time. So we had a starting receiver who started at Penn State at one time. He was 25 years old. Our quarterback started at Southern Utah. And then we had a receiver with German grandparents who didn't count against us, who played at Villanova. He was from New York, and running back from Finland, and just guys everywhere. But I really relate it to if we were going to start a rugby program in Dallas. If we had a couple of New Zealanders, they would just be a lot better because they understand the game better. And so the Americans, every team has two Americans on offense and two on defense, and they're always skill guys on offense and secondary guys who can cover them on defense. It's really fascinating.
Again, that's Potsdam Royals in Potsdam, Germany. So, I mean, you didn't have to learn much German.
No, all the coaching is in English.
Okay.
If you really want to realize how much smarter, like all those guys over there know 3 languages, and for the average European that I was around doesn't watch TikTok quite as much as we do in America. But so yeah, it was all English, and it was easy.
I mean, outside of the football, I mean, what's the most interesting story you have about Germany?
Um, well, there's a ton, but Potsdam, this was the neatest thing for me as a history guy. So we're called the Royals because Potsdam was the capital of Prussia. So there's 17 palaces there, and they're pretty ornate. But seems like a lot of people have not seen this movie, but Tom Hanks was in a movie called Bridge of Spies. So Potsdam basically is sort of a border of this county of Berlin. And so when America and Russia would trade spies in the Cold War, they would do it on this bridge in Potsdam. And the bridge, even today, is two different colors. And so you can see the exact middle. And so there was a lot of fascinating things there of history I eat at restaurants that have continuously served food longer than the United States has been a country. And that's just really fat, I mean, that's pretty cool. And so there's a lot of old history there, of course, and then the Cold War history with the Berlin Wall, I really enjoyed. So Potsdam was behind the wall, and everyone there learned how to speak Russian until the wall fell in 1990. So it's almost a given. Anyone 45 years or younger speaks English, and anyone 45 years or older speaks Russian. So it's kind of neat just to be in a town that saw just that massive change with the wall coming down.
What's the best thing you ate?
I'm gonna say honestly, for German food is not the best, but they have something called pork knuckle, which is it's almost like the femur of a pig or something. And I don't mean to gross people out, but it was excellent. But for the most part, even Germans don't. Most of the food you'd buy at a cafe or something is Italian or Asian. And so, as far as like true German food, the schnitzel is really good, the bratwurst, but the pork knuckle is probably my biggest memory.
Sauerkraut?
Not a sauerkraut guy, so I couldn't give you a Yelp review on that.